Alright, this lesson, ThinkCentral lesson 1.6 will be about practicing adding and subtracting mixed numbers and the strategies to build mastery. First thing that you want to make sure you're aware of is when you're looking at a mixed number, it's always best to identify the wholes and the parts. So 3 wholes and 1/9 part. It doesn't hurt to draw simple models to help you build mastery on this. So that's the 3 wholes, and then you'd have over here 1 part out of 9. So if it was like that, you'd have 1 part. So that's 3 and 1/9. So looking at the model I have adding, make sure you identify the operation of the problem. So on this one it's addition. So you're adding 3 wholes and 1/9 to 2 wholes and 1/9. Well, if you just simply look at the blocks, you have 1/9 here and 1/9 here, and that would end up with 2/9. And then 3 wholes and 2 wholes would end up with 5 wholes. So the answer is 5 and 2/9. I've gone ahead and skipped the second problem because it's exactly the same. And then we look at this one. The reason why I'm choosing this one to show you is because you're adding 1 3/4. Make sure again you're making sure you understand the operation, and 1 1/4. So if you look at those and you have your wholes and your parts here, you see that you have 3/4 and 1/4, and that will give you a total of 4/4. And then you have 1 whole and 2 wholes, so that would give you 2 wholes. So it's 2 wholes and 4/4. But if you drew a model of this, you are adding 3/4 here and 1/4 here, so you end up with a total of 4/4, which you have to then regroup because that 4/4 becomes another whole. So you regroup that, or ThinkCentral says rename that. So 2 4/4 is the same as 3 wholes. On the next problem, again, make sure you understand the operation. This is a subtraction problem. I've gone ahead and drawn a model for this, just a picture model of 7 and 1/6. So you see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1/6. And I'm going to be taking away 2 and 5/6. So it's easy to see that I can take away 2 wholes here, but I have to take away 5/6, and I only have 1/6 over here. So I need to get more 6. Now in class we say you go to the part store and you regroup. So I take one of these wholes and I divide that into 6/6. So I end up with 6/6 here and 1/6 here, which gives me a total of 7/6. Because if I put those together, I have 6/6 and 1/6, which gives me 7/6. So now I can go ahead and subtract 5/6 from this. I take away 5/6 there and end up with 2/6. Or I can just also show you that I can take away 5/6 here. I take away 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, and I end up with 2/6 there. So the answer should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2/6, which can be simplified down into 4 and 1/3. And you always want to simplify fractions if you can. You simplify it by dividing the numerator and denominator by the same factor. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. 2/6 is equivalent to 1/3. I also wanted to show you the same problem this time just with the algorithm, because this is most likely the way you're going to do it instead of drawing a picture. So I have 1/6 here. I'm going to take away 2 and 5/6. I don't have enough 6 because I can't take away 5. I only have 1. So I regroup this whole, and then I regroup that whole as 6/6, giving me 7/6. So then I take away 5/6 from 7/6, giving me 2/6, and 6 minus 2 is 4. So I end up with 4 and 2/6, which I said before can be simplified to 4 and 1/3. So this is the way that I would typically do it on a test, unless it asked me to show me a model. Alright, using a model to show this problem, I have 7, and I'm going to try to take away 2 and 5/8. So taking away the 2 is very easy because I just take away 2 and then I have to take away 5/8. So I didn't, this is 8/8, so each whole is 8/8. So I make this into 8 parts and I just take away 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that leaves me with 3/8 left over. So the answer should be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 3/8. And I'll show you how to do it the algorithm way. I have 7 wholes minus 2 and 5/8. So 7, I have no eighths here. So it's 7 and 0/8. So I regroup a whole, leaving me 6 holes, and I regroup that whole as 8/8. So now I have 8/8 minus 5/8. 8 minus 5 is 3. So I end up with 3/8. 6 minus 2 is 4. 4 and 3/8. I got the same answer. This time using an algorithm and regrouping a whole into the parts. Problem number 8, same problem, just a little bit bigger numbers. 14 and 2/5 minus 8 and 4/5. So obviously I don't have enough fifths. I need to regroup. I need to go to the parts store. I need to borrow some parts from the parts store. I take a whole away from the whole and I change that whole into what I need. And what I need in this case is more fifths because I don't have enough fifths. So 2 and 5/5 plus 5/5 is equal to 7/5. And now I have enough. I can easily take away 4/5 from 7/5, giving me 3/5. And 13 minus 8 is 5. So the answer to this problem, the difference between 14 and 2/5 and 8 and 4/5 is 5 and 3/5. Again, you could also draw a model if that helps you understand the problem better. So we're faced with a word problem here. Anytime you try to solve a word problem, you always want to unpack the problem. So we'll read it together. We're looking to enter an equation. Tammy and Ty were partners on a science project. Tammy worked 3 3/4 hours on the project, and Ty worked 2 1/4 hours on the project. How much time, x, as a variable, did they spend in all? So we know right away in all means addition. So we're going to set up the equation as here 3 3/4 plus, that's Tammy's time, 2 1/4. That is Ty's time, and that equals a total of x. And whenever I'm adding or comparing fractions, I always write them vertically so I can compare the parts and the wholes, or add the parts and the wholes. So I have 3/4 and 1/4, and that is 3 plus 1 is 4, so I have 4/4, and 3 and 2 is 5. So I end up with 5 4/4. I have to regroup that 4/4 as another whole. So I move that over into my holes. So 1 whole and 5 holes is 6 holes. So in total, they worked 6 hours on the project. And you always want to label your answer if possible. Again, another word problem, so let's unpack it. Meryl measured her younger brother on January 1st of this year and found that he was 39 3/16 inches tall. On January 1st of last year, he was 37 15/16 inches tall. How many inches x did he grow in a year? So you are comparing the current height here to last year's height. And when you compare, you subtract. So the equation is going to be 39 3/16 minus 37 15/16. So you are finding the difference, and subtraction means a difference. So now I'll rewrite this problem vertically and solve. I have rewritten the problem vertically, 39 3/16, and I've gone ahead and regrouped one whole and added 16/16 to that because I need more 16ths. This ends up with 19/16, and I take away 15/16 to get my difference. 19 minus 15 is 4, so that's 4/16. 38 minus 37 is 1. It's 1 4/16. But this can be simplified, and whenever possible, always simplify. So if I divide, remember what you do to the top, you do to the bottom, equivalent fractions, that's how you got them. So I divide the numerator by 4 and the denominator by 4. So 4/16 simplifies to 1/4. So the best answer for this problem would be 1 1/4 inches. Make sure you're labeling the answer to get a full meal. And that's the homework for lesson 1-6. Remember, always ask for help whenever needed. You always want to ask for help from a parent or a teacher. Email me or Miss Rod, and we will definitely help you develop mastery. Also, use the step-by-step and the view example to help you understand problems if you are stuck.